Okay, hi everyone. I took on some work while I have to travel a lot. So this is probably gonna be like my last self-made video in quite some time. And I want to talk about dialectical materialism. Not so as to promote it, but well, in kind of like know thy enemy sense. And because a lot of people believe in that, but they don't actually know it. They don't even know what it is. So I just want to, I want people to be aware of what it is. I'm not going to go to people and say, oh, don't believe in it. I just want them to know what it is. So I'm going to talk about it. What is dialectical materialism? Now, dialectics has been around for quite some time. The ancient philosophers had that stuff, and that's not directly related to dialectical materialism. So I'm not going to talk about the original dialectics as it was used in philosophy, because a lot of philosophers, they actually, when what they understood in dialectics actually went contrary to dialectical materialism, which came later. Dialectical materialism came from Marx. Basically, Marx is the founder of dialectical materialism. That's the world view that he founded. He founded communism, but the world view that he founded was dialectical materialism. So what is dialectical materialism? Dialectical materialism, basically, as Marx understood it, is an attempt to explain the world we live in, to explain where we came from, and all that kind of stuff, but in a strictly materialistic sense. So now, of course, it's difficult to explain where did man come from if you're not allowed to use any metaphysical concepts, or not even any metaphysical concept, just anything that isn't strictly materialistic. It's an attempt to explain where we came from, how man was created, in a extremely strict materialistic sense. So dialectical materialism does not believe in anything basically that you can't see. Or, well, for example, black holes. Yeah, it's a good example because you can't see black holes, right? So according to dialectical materialism, just to give an example, black holes would either not exist, or would be the product of things that we can see, because a black hole itself, you can't see a black hole itself. Nobody has ever observed a black hole. All you can see is just the gravity that is produced by the black hole. So according to dialectical materialism, you either say only the gravity that you can see exists without the black hole that is generating it. So there's nothing generating it. It's only the gravity itself which exists. Either that, or basically that not that the gravity would be generated by the black hole, but the black hole would be generated by the gravity. Because, as I said, it doesn't believe in anything that you can't observe. And since you cannot observe a black hole, it either must not exist, or it must be generated by something that you can see. So that's dialectical materialism, basically. And how it explains the origin of man basically works something like that. According to dialectical materialism, you only have matter. And at the beginning you only had, well, the most tangible matter that we can see. Maybe you only had dirt or something, and through interaction, but not in the original dialectical sense, but dialectical materialism talks a lot about struggle. It's not only movement and interaction of matter, but it basically dialectical materialism works with struggle. So it also has that movement. Matter is a movement and stuff. And through movement of matter, some other matter might be generated. It mixes together, and then something else comes, through the mixing. It basically works like that. But dialectical materialism sees that kind of motion of matter as more like a struggle. it sees everything as a struggle. So maybe microorganisms struggle against each other, or matter struggles against each other. Particles of matter, everything struggles against each other, and through those struggles, interaction is taking place, and new things are generated. So at the same time, when Marx came up with that, because he needed some, ideology for communism, he needed some worldview, to found it. At the same time, there was basically at the same time, a Darwin theory of evolution was published. The original name was actually the origin of man by means of natural selection or the survival of favorite races in the struggle for life. So that's basically also dialectical materialism, and Marx used that. He said himself that Darwin's book was the founding basis for his ideology. So he also used that to form his understanding of dialectical materialism, or to form dialectical materialism. So basically, it explains our origin, similar to the theory of evolution, because it's Marx basically founded it on the theory of evolution. So it works like that. You have I don't know, fish, or some primitive life form, or not even fish, whatever, some life form. So, and in the animal kingdom, you always have the predators, and they're always struggling against each other. And then the stronger, through the struggle, the stronger creature survives and eliminates the weaker creature. So the stronger creature becomes stronger and survives, and maybe goes on in evolution, becoming something else or something. And then again there's a struggle, and through that constant struggle, survival of the fittest is taking place, natural selection is taking place, because of constant life and death struggle in nature, in society, in microbiology, in wherever. It says everything, all that we see, everything comes into being through those struggles, through which we then have natural selection, survival of the fittest, and then we have evolution, and and only the stronger creatures that kill the weaker creatures survive and become stronger and go on in evolution. Finally reaching to the point where the stronger apes that survived through natural selection because they were favorite or something, went on to evolve into man, and then we have the same in society, according to Marx, where you have societal structures struggling against each other, classes struggling against each other, races struggling against each other, different aspects of society struggling against each other, and only the stronger, the more violent survive and go on. So that's dialectical materialism. So I wanted to explain to you what it is, because a lot of people believe that all the isms stem from that. Communism, fascism, National Socialism, socialism, communism, did I mention communism? Satanism, Satanism, actually, if you go to the website, the Church of Satan is registered religion in the US. If you go to the website, they also say, our founding ideology is dialectical materialism and social Darwinism. So Satanism also is founded. A lot of those bad isms we have nowadays are founded on dialectical materialism. So rather than to talk about all those bad isms, I just wanted to talk about dialectical materialism, explain to you what it is. Now I want to talk about why it is so bad, why it is evil. Well, maybe not evil, but it's bad, harmful. Why? Because if you think about it, it doesn't make sense. You have only you see, because it founds on the idea